In this clip, I will explain why there are so many clips on the internet with people from Russia who aren't afraid of bears. From a historical point of view, bear training before the 20th century was a kind of Russian trademark, being one of the oldest performing arts. Following these representations that reached beyond the borders of the country, the bear would have been associated with Russia. But the way the bear became the national symbol of Russia is much more complex.
Вот это да, вот это круто! О-хо-хо! Миша! Вот это да!
In the Middle Ages, bear fights were organized in villages and towns and presented as a show. For Russian men, fighting bears was a way to prove their masculine skills. These bears were domesticated and trained for such fights. The bear's nails were carefully filed and their muzzles were placed over their mouths. The muzzle was not always used because there were also bears that knew they were not allowed to bite, bears being extremely intelligent animals. Bears are stronger than humans, but well-trained and strong humans are perfectly capable of fighting with a normal-sized bear. Not with one that weighs more than 200 kilograms, as long as the bear doesn't use its claws and fangs. It should also be mentioned that the brown bear, which is the most common in Russia, is less aggressive than the American grizzly bear. Images of fights between people and bears were found on medieval Russian coins and seals. As a result of forest cutting and illegal hunting in Russia, many bear cubs are being left orphaned. Some of these cubs are raised in orphan bear rescue centers, where people don't come in contact with them. Following that, when they reach the age of 7 months, they are released into the wild in the hope that they will survive as wild animals. Cases of domesticated bears are few in Russia, and those found are in the country's far north and east. Orphaned cubs are very sociable and playful. They reach around people's houses, and people end up playing with them and giving them food or even shelter. Thus, the bear cub becomes a pet. Also, brown bears in some parts of the Russian Far East rarely hibernate due to the milder climate. Therefore, in winter, in search of food, they go to human settlements guided by their strong sense of smell. Sometimes these orphaned bear cubs become local stars. In search of something different, people give the owner a modest payment or offer food to the bear to make with him pictures or videos. There are also cases in which the orphan bear goes from a local star to an international star. They manage to do some funny tricks, which are filmed and once posted on the internet become viral. Of course, during these films, the bears also receive help from people who do stupid or funny things. Very few bears that have become famous on the internet through a clip are a source of income for their owners. Usually, their fame comes by chance, nothing directed. And the owners don't even know that they can make money from clips or pictures posted on the internet.
Ready, go!
Of course, there are also people for whom the bear they take care of is a family business. These bears have promotion sites, photo studios, and video channels. In this situation, the bear is an important source of income for its master. Sometimes these internet celebrity bears aren't pets. It's just something ordinary for them to encounter people and all they want is to eat their food. Some of them are orphaned bear cubs that came into contact with humans when they were cubs. Others have always lived in forests near human settlements. Their encounters with humans are something common for them. And as long as they have never been harassed by humans, they do not become violent. Even though from a technical point of view until 2019 in Russia it was allowed for anyone with money and space to own a bear as a pet, very few people owned one. This practice not being popular in Russia. After 2019, those who had one were allowed to keep it, and the number of bears raised as pets decreased. In most cases of bear cubs adopted by humans, the problem occurs when they become adults. The bear cub, which a year ago was small, lovely, and easy to care for, becomes a burden. Now, this is a very expensive pet and difficult to care for. Although he was raised on bottled milk and played in the backyard, he is still a wild animal that has a lot of energy and becomes dangerous if it can't be controlled. Very few people get to keep the bear. It requires training and money for its maintenance, and salaries in Russia are low.